Ashley, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
For sure. I'm excited to hear about your experience, you and Hotline's experience with Nectar. But first, I'd love to hear more about the Hotline, a little bit about your company size, what you do, demographic, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sounds good. So I work for the National Domestic Violence Hotline. We currently have 185 employees. We are all currently working remotely, mostly inside of Austin and then a little bit outside with some employees in Tennessee, in New York, in Washington. And we have a demographic, I would say maybe like a younger demographic. So definitely trying to keep everyone engaged while working remotely since we all used to be, based in our Austin location at our home office.
Yeah, for sure. And so tell me a little bit about what led you to look for a solution like Nectar.
So previously we had a years of recognition service that kind of sent gifts to our hotline address in Austin, Texas. And then the way it kind of worked with managers, the employee gift the years of service that went by 1, 3, 5, 10, 15, 25. We give it to the manager, and then the manager would kind of make up their own, like give the employee a card or kind of just figure out their own way that they wanted to give this gift to their employee. But ever since we went remote, that's kind of hard to do. One, because they weren't shipping gifts to our address anymore. And then two,
Right.
because everyone's in the office. So we were looking to do something virtual that integrated with Teams. And that's how I came upon that.
If I had $1 every time I heard a similar story, especially with the shift to remote work, right?
Yeah, it's definitely different.
Yeah, for sure. And tell me about the landscape as far as like searching for a vendor that would do this for you, an employee recognition engagement vendor. How did you find us, if you remember? And also, did you evaluate other alternatives?
So I found you guys, but I think our main thing was that we wanted it to integrate with Teams because that's the platform that we all use to kind of chat and interact. So I looked that up and then I came across a platform that gave me like 5 different options. And then I looked into those options. I looked into a few other ones. I forget the names of them, but you guys were the most cost efficient, especially for us being a nonprofit. And so that's really pushed us to go with Nectar towards the other vendors.
Gotcha. And how would you say the adoption has been and the usage has been since you guys started using Nectar as a company?
The integration was pretty easy. We met with our IT team. I think Nectar provided like a list of what to do and how to integrate it within our team's channel. And then the usage has been really easy. Like employees have been able to find it super easy and locate it. I get on it every day in the morning. It's kind of like my it hypes me up in the morning to see everyone kind of giving recognition.
That's good to hear.
So, I mean, everyone uses it like at least maybe 5 times a day, I would say, maybe sometimes even more. But yeah, the people are definitely able to locate it very differently.
That's cool. And compared to what you were doing in the past, how many more people would you say are recognized each month, or how much more recognition is happening throughout the hotline
So,
with Nectar versus before, if you had to guess?
so beforehand, the previous service that we had was just yearly recognitions. So it was based on when their anniversary would come up. And then with Nectar, it's day to day, and it also gives us the opportunity to give recognition yearly as well. Whereas beforehand, our previous service would just kind of give out a general email and to everybody, and we can personalize it. But with the yearly recognition on Nectar, we can, customize it and give out points for our swag and stuff like that. So, and that was also another big factor. We wanted something that had hotline swag. So the fact that you guys were able to do that was also a really big push to go with you guys according, rather than other vendors.
On the swag side, yeah, that's definitely a very common feature that comes up in these conversations I have with customers of why they went with us over others is that swag component and automating that. So it's good to hear that you're enjoying that and able to take advantage of it. Were there any other features that stood out to you that Nectar has that you guys either use a lot or that you liked over some of the alternatives out there?
I think really being able to use our company values into each shout out, and then also being able to shout out without giving points. That was a really big feature too. So that way, we could kind of incorporate our values into the recognition, and then the gifts was a really big one. People use that all the time.
People love those.
Yeah. And then
For
also
sure.
just being able to redeem for gift cards. Everyone loves gift cards. So I know people love Amazon and just the range of the gift cards that you guys have available.
Got it.
Hmm.
Yeah. And what would you say the overall, like, if you could say there was like a business impact happening, where would that be?
I would say culturally, our engagement has really gone up between managers and employees. And then also across department too. I see a lot of people not just giving shout outs to their team members, but also, to different members across the organization, what they probably wouldn't have normally done if we're, staying in the office or even just being remote.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, that cross-departmental recognition is a big deal, and it's hard to do when you don't have a system that's like driving that, right?
Yeah.
So I think Nectar's able to help in that sense for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was checking your statistics before the call, and it seemed like you guys had pretty high adoption month over month, which is great. And the system's designed to perpetuate that and get more and more as time goes. And that's how our pricing is aligned as well, right? We don't get paid unless you have active users. So we really try to focus on making the product sticky and useful and easy to use as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I like that you guys provided a template to send out. When we were first introducing the product to all of our employees. That was super helpful. Yeah, so I don't think I have anything else to add.
No, this has been super helpful. I really appreciate your time and hope you have a fantastic rest of the day and rest of the week.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ashley. We'll see you.